Hey guys, and welcome to the Prophet versus the Queen, as for Poland of Sons of the Mountain leads to Henowin Lizardmen forces up against Queen Khalida and the Tomb Kings, and this is a really fun matchup all round. It often comes down to, can the Lizardmen penetrate into the back line and take down those key targets? It's one a lot of people think is Tomb King favoured. I think it is rather even and quite a good, fun, wild game throughout. So let's see what the force of Lizardmen have done to try to counteract the Tomb Kings. Well, on the flanks, we have some skink cohorts with javelins. Pretty good at pressuring the enemy. Poison is poison at the end of the day, so those javelins certainly will help. And we have a big, scaly-skinned wall of Saurus warriors with shields. Some of the best mid-tier infantry in the game. These guys are really quite tanky and can chew their way through unlimited numbers of skeletons and lightly armoured infantry. We do have double skin chiefs coming in, which are very cost effective in general. Only 350 gold, should be able to pepper down enemy characters quite well. But leading the force, rather excitingly, is to Henowin. Someone we don't get to see that often at all, really. He's pretty good as well. I love his two little tails in the back. He's coming in with Transformation of Kadon as well as Flock of Doom on a horned one, looking particularly vicious and angry today. And fast mobile magic users can often be quite effective. Over on the right-hand side, we have double chameleon skinks. And on the back burners, we have two units of Ripidactyls. No, one Pterodon, one Ripidactyl. It looks like the same on the other flank as well. I love seeing the Ripidactyls combined alongside the Pterodons to help deal with Carrion and other such units. Actually gives me some ideas for some builds, bring a load of Fire Leech bowlers and protect them with Ripidactyls. Oh, maybe we'll try that out in the future. Anyway, for the force of the Tomb Kings, we have two Skeleton Horse Archers to apply pressure to the enemy's skirmishers. And the main battle line, as is normally the case with the Tomb Kings, is just cheap, cheerful chaff. You've got Skeleton Warriors dotted all the way along, though we do have some more elite warriors in the back lines. Absolutely bad to the bone Tomb Guard, as well as the Keper Guard, the Regiment Renowned, Tomb Guard with Halberds, and some more Tomb Guard as well. So a soft front, but leading into a hard centre and back line. We have the Chosen of the Gods to bring some long-range pressure, alongside a Bone Giant, the gigantic beast reincarnated, looking to bring some vengeance to the battlefield. We have a Necrotech to help heal him up, as well as the Ushopti, a Leech Priest of Light Magic, coming in with Shem's Burning Gaze and the Net. Of course, the Net combination with the Ushopti and the Bone Giant kind of speaks for itself. And we have Foot High Queen Khalida, something you don't see terribly often whatsoever. She looks incredibly cool, though. Her little staff with the snake wiggling left and right. Yeah, that's the kind of fantasy stuff we want to see. She's coming with Tomb Strike, Venom Wave, all the good blessings, curses, standard stuff you'd expect her to bring. Without further ado, let's get this battle underway. Lizardmen certainly looking to try to swarm from all angles. We also even have the Blessed Legion actually in the centre, you know, we forgot about there. Starting to focus down to Henowin a little bit as those big shots do come in. Aiming at the Skink Chiefs as well as the Saurus, doing some really nice damage off the rip. But on the right hand side, Skeleton Horsemen are actually fleeing before Chameleons. These guys should definitely be turning and engaging and trying to run these guys over, but again, they're asking cohorts for support. If you don't pull them out quick enough, they will take absolutely huge damage. One of the poor little Skink Chiefs is getting annihilated from long range. Tomb Kings certainly want to get those little fellas off the field, it would seem, rather early on. Skeleton Horse Archers have been pulled back, rather wisely actually now, because it is going to be used to force off those Pterodon Riders. Ripidactyls are still looking healthy at the moment, and the Lizardmen are timing their attack pretty well. The front line's about to hit as the back line pressure comes in. This makes it far harder for the Tomb King player to micromanage a way out of escaping this back line nuisance. Ripidactyl Riders looking to go on a bit of a Leroy Jenkins, going straight for the High Queen. This is some wild stuff. Hopping on the High Queen and Chosen, but there are Keper Guard here as well. Chosen of the Gods should be safe here because there's so many good troops. Net Vampire does go down to pin these units in place, so they can unfortunately not hit and run and fly away. But good news here, well, nice microfly for Poland, moving his Saurus into a tighter formation and then fitting through the gaps. You can see he's starting to pour troops in from all angles. Pressure really starting to be applied everywhere, and even the Skink cohorts getting in here, having a bit of fun, taking down some skeleton spearmen. So Henowin does summon his first Ferromanticore summon of the day, but it looks like those Ripidactyls got absolutely butchered in the back line. They've done some okay damage, and we do have Pterodons here for support. Stand your ground's being popped. I'd love to see a rock drop over this formation. I think they could do some good work, but at the moment they are being picked apart deftly by the Skeleton Horse Archers, and now they're sacrificing themselves just to shut down the Chosen of the Gods a little while longer, which I don't hate whatsoever. The Henowin charges straight after that Bone Giant. He doesn't have a bonus versus large or anything, but he does apply poison and is a pretty decent melee combatant. To have the High Queen should be able to duel him relatively effectively, particularly with a Ushopti summon being brought in here in the mid-game. It's looking a little bit scary so far for both players. A Shem's Burning Gaze goes after the Feral Manticore, but luckily it was flying overhead and it was just a rocket into the skies, which is probably still falling at the moment. Second Manticore summon does come down to Henowin getting desperately low. Saurus in a bloody melee grind up against Tomb Guard. And Saurus won't fare super poorly here, but likewise they will get beaten, particularly by the Kepler Guard, though more Saurus are starting to streamline in from the back lines and the reserves. Another shot hits to Henowin, and he's taken a bit of a pounding with only 0 kills to his name so far. Rubberdettles do come back and once again looking to shut down some of the Chosen of the Gods where possible. Pterodons still got their rock drop on them, could be useful in the late game, but I like the pressure he's constantly applying to the Chosen. Even if they're sacrificing units, it's taking those guys out of the field, and they're a really big win condition for the Tomb Kings for the most part. More Saurus starting to grind out. Ushopti's summon has found itself in the front line. These guys are really going to slice and dice with their giant cleaving blades, decapitating Saurus with each stroke. But Henowin does lead the charge, bouncing straight back in, going after the High Queen herself. And the Jewel of Jewels is happening. Unfortunately, his Horned One gets a little bit too excitable. Jumps through after the High Queen, kind of pushes him away from friendly foes, and now he is surrounded by enemies. However, Pterodon Riders are trying to support, as well as this summoned Manticore, obeying its calls of its master. But Henowin is getting the snot kicked out of him. Beautiful Flock of Doom coming in, the Kepler Guard, as well as the Tomb Guard taking massive damage. Henowin is now trying to flee backwards, High Queen sending him on his way. Source Warriors starting to drive into the back line, being used to shut down the enemy, and the Rubberdettles Riders, though Super Glass Cannon and have been dealt with rather effectively by the Tomb King player, seem to have actually finished off the Chosen of the Gods here down to, 153 health, minus 25 leadership. Yeah, those guys are gone for sure, and that is a big boon for those men forces, though it has cost them greatly trying to shut down such units. Little Skink Chiefs who dream are currently poking down High Queen Khalida, which is a fantastic idea. And we're going to be getting a fat Flock of Doom on the Kepler Guard. Looks like they are finally going to be getting dragged down here. And the Flock of Doom support, along with the poison of the Chameleon Skinks, is really landing these Saurus Warriors to butcher the far more elite units. A massive shot by the Bone Giant comes in, slapping to Henowin. He gets one last death charge down on the High Queen. Sends her flying, but he himself does bite the bullet. I guess he didn't prophesize that. And the High Queen is going to start trucking it back now, legging it as quickly as possible to friendly territory once more. Pterodons are being used to muck up and annoy the Bone Giant, but nice play by the Tomb King player, swooping in with the Skeleton Horse Archers to shut these guys down as quickly as possible. And Saurus are starting to break all across the battlefield. They are wavering, these Skink Chiefs, crying out for vengeance for Sotek and the Prophet here, trying to rally the troops where possible. Bone Giant is focused firing them down, but likewise tag teaming the High Queen here, doing some really nice damage. She is down to just 635 health here, and the Skink Chiefs really bringing the pain. And luckily for them, apart from the Skeleton Horse Archers, there's not too much which can shut them down quickly, and we have the Chameleon Skinks who are trying to pour the fire in on the Archers and deal with them. We do have Pterodons rallying, 2 units in fact, which could be quite useful, but if in an overarching view of the battlefield, there is not much left on either side, but the Tomb Kings have the advantage with a gigantic Bone Giant here. Both Chameleon Skinks have solid ammunition left on them for the late game, particularly with how low the enemy troops are, and the High Queen probably going to be going down here, only 420 health. Skink Chiefs once again continue that pursuit, and they have a bucket ton of ammunition left, although this one may be forced off the field momentarily because of that Bone Giant pressure. Skeleton Horse Archers could be used over here, I think, to cycle charge Saurus, break leadership and all that good stuff. But it looks like they're trying to fend off the Pterodon Riders, which likewise isn't the worst idea in the world. High Queen Khalida is crumbling at the moment, down just 150 health, minus 6 leadership. Skink Chiefs doing some pretty nice damage there, and we have Skink Cults with Javelins moving around the flank with 1 volley left, looking to drag the Queen down. She has stabilized at 8 leadership just about. Necrotech managed to finish off some of the Saurus with the help of the Skeleton Horse Archers. These Skinks are chasing so hard, but I don't know if they're going to get that volley off. It seems like the High Queen has just about managed to stabilize, but no, as I say that, a load of Javelins come in, bringing her down to 58 health, yet she clings to power and life. Balanced power for the first time in the game is in favor of the Dino Boys. The Saurus have rallied to the cries, the war cries of these Skink Chiefs. Chameleons have some ammunition left upon them, and the Necrotect is getting rather low at the moment. Surrounded by Saurus, he's really not going to fare too well in the long game against these guys. I like this play by the Tomb King player, getting High Queen out of danger and using the Skeleton Horse Archers to pressure the enemy, praying that the Bone Giant can carry. Still has 3 shots left. They need to be good connecting shots. I would focus down the Saurus Warriors personally. The Chameleon Skinks, I mean, maybe the Skink Chief's a good idea as well. It looks like he has managed to break one, but I feel like they're simply going to come back and he won't have enough ammunition to kill them. So, though the High Queen has actually died now, simply because army losses kicked in. And just like that, the Bone Giant, full health. Though it could solo a lot of this in combat, I think with the poison of the chameleons, and particularly the double skink chief, the balance power is probably correct, and the Bone Giant collapses down amongst vicious Saurus warriors. A Pyrrhic victory for sure. Very well played to for Poland and Ruben, both very talented players actually that I've seen in tournaments, and I think we had both of them on stream before, and I've played both of them on quick battles and had really fun games. And a massive shout out to for Poland for sending this one in as well via my Discord. Really cool build. A little bit experimental. I love the suicide in the Air Force as well, which is quite good fun. But I think going very wide with Saurus can be pretty profitable in this matchup. Always fun to see to Henwin and the High Queen herself. Now, we will get into damage value, damage dealt in just a second, and break down both the armies. But before then, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe as well. It really does help push the channel out more than you know. And feel free to comment down below, say Quack, who was your favourite character, who was the MVP, what was your favourite play of the battle, what factions would you like me to cast more of on the channel, and any tournament ideas or events or games you would like me to cast. I'm thinking of doing the Necromunda game. Necromunda Hired Gun. It's like a Warhammer 40k game, which did come out a couple of days ago. I completely missed the boat on it, unfortunately, but I'm happy to do a gameplay of that if people would enjoy it. There are links down below in the description to my Discord, as well as Patreon and other ways you can support the channel. On Discord, you can hone your skills, get better at the game, meet experienced and new players as well. Get involved in events that I host. We're actually hosting one today. It's going to be really fun. It's an auto-gen themed best of one tournament. Should be good fun. And yeah, all that good stuff. But anyway, on to the reason you are here. To Henwin the Mighty. 3,861 damage dealt, 733 damage value. Not fantastic by Henwin today, though the Flock of Dooms were well timed, and the double Manticore Summon, of course, should really be included in that damage value, because it was pretty impressive spells, and those Manticores do a lot of damage. The Lord Skink Chiefs both over, this one actually over doubled its value. The other one not quite, but getting near to that point, it had enough ammunition to do that. 350 gold is an absolute steal for the Lord Skink Chiefs. I don't think they're like broken or anything. I wouldn't mind them getting like a 50 gold increase, but at the same time, you don't see them that much in competitive play, so maybe they're fine as they are. They do seem to pay for themselves quite a lot, though it is obviously taking up a hero slot, so it might be worth it there. Saurus Warriors in the front line did a fantastic job. Not the biggest damage value across the board, but still pretty solid. 800 here, 589, 936, 685, and 741. But big kills. They're going to beat all the Skeleton Spearmen to death, all those Skeleton Warriors, and with the help and support of that poison, as well as the Flock of Dooms, even managed to overrun the Tomb Guard. I think this is a really good idea for anyone looking to learn this matchup. 5 Saurus Warriors can be very powerful here. Skink Cults of Javelins did a relatively okay job applying poison, not much damage value on those bad boys, however. Both the Chameleon Skinks did rather well. 639 damage value, 854. Poor little Riptactyl Riders got butchered and sent in on, a Leroy Jenkins farewell style charge, but they did pretty damn good, honestly. 877 damage value is not shabby, and 1,300 is rather nice. Pterodon's faring a little bit worse, once again used in a more melee sense, because there wasn't that many good targets to rock drop, although they could have rock dropped on the Tomb Guard would be nice. But yeah, trying to shut down the Shop T, keep those range units busy, while the Saurus do the butcher's work. As for Ruben, always love a build which has the High Queen in. 1,350 damage values, really solid work, particularly from her on foot. The Lich Priest, of course, was there for the nets and the Necrotect for the healing, so not much damage dealt and damage value on those bad boys. As for the Tomb Guard, pretty struggly. 578 damage value. Kepler Guard nearly 1,000, which is really nice by them. 833 on this unit. Halberds only 426. The Blessed Legion just got shut down very quickly, and the Chosen Gods only got 583 damage value, but they did also force the Lizardmen to sacrifice a lot of their units, so the damage value not necessarily reflecting how important they were in this battle. Bone Giant, 1,600 damage value. Really nice work by him. Good targeting priority throughout by Ruben, as is expected of a player of his caliber. And good use of the Skeleton Horseman. 900 and 757 damage value from Skirmish Cavalry. Oh yeah, that's some good value. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this one. Until next time, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.